Hello Gemini, welcome to your monthly tarot reading for May 2023. I hope that these messages find you well. I hope that this guidance helps you in your month ahead. Let's get started. Hello Gemini, let's have a look at your cards. We have the charging of her wand. We have ancestors and apples. Both of these energies are your overall energies for May. We have success and gain through hard work. We have, be kind to yourself and everyone you meet today. We have judgment, the 8 of Cups, justice, and the 5 of Wands. I've had a few repeating cards actually. So Taurus had repeating cards from Aries. You've had repeating cards from Taurus and Aries. So it's very interesting. The similar cards, similar messages seem to be coming up. You start the reading, Gemini, with the overall energy of the charging of her wand. Now, I just smiled. And I feel this makes you smile. You get to make your decisions. You charge your wand for what you want to manifest. You get to decide, Gemini. And I feel for you this month, that's a big thing. That's an important thing for you. To be able to decide the course of your life, of at least your next journey, Gemini, meaning your next path. Your energy, what you have previously done, the lessons that you have learned, the challenges that you've gone through, the joys that you've experienced, all that helps us to grow and to change and to evolve. And with this, the charging of her wand, I feel like you're digging deep. You're digging deep because you want to make sure that what you decide for yourself, for your future, is based on your real needs, on your authentic self. Not the self that tries to please others or be good to others. Spirit's asking me to say, Gemini, when we are good to others at our own expense, there's no goodness that comes from that. Because the energy that we do things in is almost more important than what we do. You know, we've all heard of people saying, oh, this meal is the best ever, and somebody will answer, that's because I made it with love. The ingredients might be all the same, but there's this energy in it, and people pick up on that. So it's so important that when we give from a place of fullness. We give from a place of love, not duty, not because we feel bound to, we feel obligated. I feel like You're being called, Gemini, to follow your path, to make your path. Thank you, Spirit. That's interesting. You're making your path. There's no path that you're following. There's no path like your path. And Spirit corrected me then. So it really wants you to know that this is a new path. You're not following others. You are forging this path yourself. Because of everything that you've learned, what you've got deep inside of you. And I feel, Gemini, that that's so important, because the leading overall energy, where this energy leads to, is ancestors and apples. And the minute you read this, I'm sure you'll be feeling the same. You know, the old saying, the apple never falls far from the tree, comes to mind. And I must admit, I'm not a big fan of it. Yes, our childhoods, our parents, our family, our relatives shape us, of course they do. But once we're an adult, we can determine what we choose for ourselves. We have the choice. As children, no. We are dependent on those that look after us. So I guess we follow their rules, don't we? And you know, there's a blessing in that, Gemini. If you are finding it difficult to look back and see any blessings in it, there is a blessing with that, because sometimes people show us how to live, and sometimes people show us how not to live, how not to do things, how not to be. And both are just as helpful, just as helpful, just as valuable. Thank you, Spirit. This card says ancestors and apples. You've got ancestors and there are apples. What do you choose? What part of your lineage do you choose to continue? There are lots of different types of apples. You get to choose. I suddenly was drawn to the charging of her wand is 43, comes to a 7, and the ancestors and apples is 25, it comes to a 7. This is the journey of this year. We're actually in numerology, we're working a 7-year this year. So I feel in this, whatever this is in May, it's something starts in May. It might be something that blossoms in you, something that changes in you. Suddenly you realize, hang on a minute, I'm not my family. I'm not the people that reared me. I'm not my teachers or who they told me I am. I'm me. All those things have shaped me, but I get to choose how. There's this sense, Gemini, of choosing. You get to choose. And I feel that this choosing, I feel that it carries through for this year. And you get to choose, and you get to choose, and you get to choose, and you get to forge ahead. Because you're moving. Now this might be figuratively speaking, but for a lot of you, you're moving away from what no longer serves you. Success and gain through hard work. I thrive in all aspects of life. It's been hard work. Discovering ourself, our authentic self, who we truly are, outside of our conditioning, outside of what people have told us that we are, outside of all the labels that we've picked up and given ourselves along the way. There's this pure us. And I feel, discovering that is hard work, and the success that we gain through that work is priceless. And it enables you to thrive in all aspects of your life. Look at that, the candle just went out. You get to thrive. You get to be exactly who you want to be, Gemini. You can decide what that is. You can decide what you like and what you don't like. What you want to do and what you don't want to do. What you want to feel and what you don't want to feel. And this understanding is huge, my friends. Be kind to yourself and everyone you meet today. The people I meet are a reflection of my shining soul. And I'm drawn to the different animals on each card. The animals actually haven't been repeated. They're all different with the two cards. And you're going to meet people from all walks of life, Gemini. You're going to meet people that you would have judged previously or would have judged you. And suddenly you meet on, I want to say, even ground. When we shine our light, we attract the people that are meant to be with us. We attract the situations that are meant to be with us. There's no confusion because there's no pretending. And being kind to yourself and to those around you, you are going to meet people. And it'll be at face value. You as you are and them as they are. And there's this sense that when you start to cultivate that kind of community, when you start to cultivate those kind of connections, it grows exponentially, because in you being you and the other person being them, it gives you permission to be you. You give them permission to be them, because there is no judgment. The judgment is on what is holding you back. The judgment is on what is keeping you stuck. The judgment is not on self. It's not on others. It's an internal judgment that enables you to gauge what needs to heal, what needs to be let go of. Not starting a new path, a new life, a new journey, lugging around all the things that happened to you in the past. They're your story. They're not you. And you are realizing this, Gemini, for yourself, not because I'm telling you. But there's this shift in you that is going to happen that makes you realize, hang on a minute, why do I keep telling myself that? Where did that come from? I don't even believe that. And it'll drop away. You'll walk away from it. And I really believe, Gemini, this starts with your internal dialogue, your self-talk, the image that you have of yourself, your beliefs, your values. But it spills out. You'll be leaving a lot of that behind, but it spills out into your world. You'll be changing your world. You'll be looking at, okay, yes, I spent a lot of time cultivating all this, nurturing all this, but you know what? It was for someone else's benefit. It's because I thought that's what I had to do. It's because I thought, well, that's my lot in life. It can simply be, Gemini, because you thought that was you. And suddenly this new awakening, this new knowledge, this new seeing makes you realize, oh my gosh, there are things in my life that are not in alignment with me, that don't sit well with me. And I am not going to charge my wand and manifest from that place, because that place is an old version of myself, or is a made up version of myself. And that's not where I want to manifest from. I want to manifest from who I am right now, honestly and truthfully. And there's this sense that this clarity is going to come through. You're going to find this balance. And when Spirit's asking me to explain it, when I say the word balance, it's almost like suddenly you're going to realize that there is so much more to you than you ever saw. And you're going to bring all those aspects of yourself into balance because now you see them, so you acknowledge them. And in acknowledging them, you allow them to exist. You allow them to be. And the clarity that comes from that, the sword of truth, the sword of clarity, the understanding, the wisdom, just cuts away what is not meant for you. A lot of the time when we go through a journey like this, Gemini, we don't even need to end things. Things just end of their own accord. Friends just suddenly become distant. We might catch up once or twice a year, and then suddenly they just fade from our life. Habits that we once had, suddenly it's like, oh, I'm not so drawn to do that anymore. Change is easier because change, when it comes from a realization of who we really are, sitting in our truth and honestly saying, well, this is me, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. That's the hardest bit, seeing that. Once we see who we are, implementing it, changing our lives, it's not easy, but it's not the hard part. It's made easier because we can see the wisdom behind it. We can see the truth behind it. Suddenly, if we hold on to these things, we can see that we're being fake. We're manipulating people or situations because we don't really want that. We're holding on to it out of habit or duty. And we no longer fight ourselves or others. I see this 5 of Wands, Gemini, as you just going, I don't need to defend my actions. I don't need to justify myself. I don't need to practice in the mirror what I'm going to say or how I'm going to look for different social situations. I'm just going to rock up as me, and I'll say what comes to me at that particular time. And I feel with this, the 5 of Wands is they're practicing. They're not fighting with swords. They don't really want to hurt each other. They're just practicing. They're training. So there's a sense here of trying different things, having a go, seeing what sticks. And I feel that's what you've been doing. I feel that's what you've been doing for the first half, for like until probably now. I feel like you've been trying different things on and testing yourself. I'm saying that loosely, but like really querying with yourself, do I really like that? Do I like doing that? Do I like being here? And it really, really moves you on and moves you forward. And you've got the perfect blend of co-creating with Spirit. Spirit is here every step of the way to guide you, to help you, to keep you on your path, to show you which aspects that you portray, which ones are you and which ones are learned behavior, which ones are ones that have been tacked onto you, for want of a better word, from other people. Looking at your upbringing, what do you want to take from that? There'll be things that you might want to drop like a hot cake, and other things like maybe manners, being thoughtful, you might want to keep hold of. The choice is yours. The choice is yours, Gemini. The direction, the choice is yours. And I feel that's bringing you joy. That's bringing you a lightness that I don't think you've felt for a while. Embrace it. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. Have a wonderful month, Gemini. Sending you so much love, light, and blessings. Take good care of yourselves. See you next time. Bye-bye.